I don't know what Microsoft's doing, but it seems like they want people like me to not use Windows going forward, it would seem. But there was, I mean, they did provide warning, but obviously there's a whole furor around their arbitrary system requirements for Windows 11. Largely, it seems to be around the TPM chip and the I guess the cutoff point for which generation of processors were still going to be good for it. I discovered this week through my own experience. Now, obviously, I've mentioned before on many of our previous episodes, I'm on Macs. That's what I use predominantly, but I still keep a foothold in Windows by virtualizing it in Parallels on both of them. Now, I found out on the iMac that Windows 11 isn't supported because I've got a 7th gen Intel processor on it. Happy with that. You know, I can ride that off. I can ride Windows 10 into the sunset on that one, given, you know, the iMac's already 4 years old and there's another 5 years of support of Windows 10. But I was a little frustrated today when I saw the your device is not eligible to join the Windows Insider program on Windows 11, which is actually the only way to run an ARM-based version of Windows on an M1 Mac, which is the laptop I'm using right now for the podcast. And basically, there's no recourse. And I think that Parallels may come up with a software solution to account for the TPM chip side of things, basically virtualizing one. They do claim that they had put that in their current version of the software, and for some reason it just doesn't work. And I've looked up forums, etc., and can't find it. All of this just seems to me a little bit clunky on Microsoft's part, because it kind of sends the message for people that were testing on unsupported hardware, they were happy for people to do that testing, but to then say, see you later, thanks for everything you gave us, but see you later, is a little bit unfortunate, shall we say. And I think they should be a little bit, given that I'm going to make the differentiation here that macOS and Apple is different, because right from the outset, Apple doesn't make any bones about the fact that once it's cut off, it's cut off. And it's usually tied with hardware. These guys, Microsoft's really all about inclusiveness in terms of the user base. They want as many users using their products as possible. And I get that they want to set some arbitrary limits at some point to push people along, but the way they did it was just, let's just say, it left a lot to be desired.
Well, it was quite funny. I think this could be a case of the engineering department communicating directly with the outside world, not having gone through a comms channel. Because the way you explained it to me, it sounded like exactly that: arbitrary software specifications listed, and sorry, you can't use any more message beneath that. I don't think any comms department, if it had been run through that, would have left a message quite the same. So I'm taking it that this, the whatever it's called, the Future Windows, forum or whatever it is basically it's it's an engineering ploy, and they've communicated directly with their users.
I mean, it's, first world problems and all. I mean, effectively, Windows 10 and Windows 11 share the same code base. So it's not as if, you're not getting sort of the fancy visual interface that you are, it's nicer and all of that sort of thing. And obviously, Windows 10 is still going to be around for another 5 years, etc. So it's not too big a deal. It's not as if you can't use Windows if you don't want to. It just seems to me a little bit strange the way they went about it, given, if you remember that whole presentation that they gave a couple of months ago, touting the virtues of it all and how wonderful it all is and all that, and then to sort of go through this whole clunky process of and you come away from it thinking, can I run it? I don't know. Can I? I guess they have to tell you when they email you and say, "Nah, sorry, your PC's been identified as it can't be upgraded." It's an unfortunate situation, I guess. I don't know where we go from that.